Hello everyone, thank you for coming up today. My old subscribers, thank you. And to those that are viewing for the first time or that have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. And to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. A horrible incident has just happened. A woman hacked her own infant son to death. However, this is the reason why she did that. She's known as Rashmi Lodhi. She left her home with her 8-month-old son on Saturday morning. But when she returned back with the son was bleeding seriously. And she was asked, "What happened and why is your son bleeding profusely like this?" And she now told her relatives that the son was a goat and that she had sent him where he belongs. This actually happened in northern India, in Pradesh. The family members had to wrap the baby in a cloth and they took him to the hospital. But the boy was declared dead at the hospital because the mom hacked him so bad. The relatives claimed that the child suffered injuries after tumbling down the stairs, but the doctors noticed multiple injuries on his neck. The body was now sent for an autopsy because this was a horrible sight. It's not something that you can actually see. However, the police complaint was filed the following morning because they had to report this incident to the police. Investigation also revealed that the woman placed the infant on the road and killed him using an axe because they had to go on a highway, and the weapon was also recovered. Neighbors even told police that the baby might have been sacrificed by this particular woman. She was believed to be mentally unstable and was taken into custody and admitted to the hospital for psychological assessment. And the charges levied against her were not known as of yesterday. The incident comes 2 months after a woman in that same India killed her own 6-year-old son for harassing his infant brother. You can imagine what a mother would do. And the accused called her husband, who was at work, and informed him that their older son was not keeping well. And when the husband now rushed back home, he found the boy lying motionless on the floor. And when the husband now asked the wife that what happened, why is he lying on this floor motionless like this, she said that he had a severe headache, and when she found the boy, that he was beating her 2-month-old son despite her repeated warnings, and so she decided to strangle him to death using her scarf. She was also taken into custody and charged with murder. So you can imagine what some mothers would do to their child that they gave birth to, that they suffered 9 months. So right now, Lodhi is at the same time in custody and receiving treatment at the hospital for her mental illness. They are now saying that she is mentally ill, and that's why she was now seeing her son as a goat. She had to hack him to death. You'll just be wondering, what is controlling certain people? Going into an act like this, you are seeing your child. Can't you really feel that this is a child? You're seeing him as a goat. You'll just be asking a lot of questions with things that happen like this. Okay, if people around her or the husband knew that she is mentally unstable, why do you leave the child with her? Just an 8-month-old baby. She hacked this boy to death. So can't you hear your child screaming and crying for help? That is another question you would also ask. Is that not enough to trigger your senses back to know that This is my child. You hacked him and hacked him until he died, and you now say what you're seeing is a goat. Well, I know some forces can control people to some point, but at the point when you're carrying out this act, something should trigger you to come back to your senses that this is your own child you gave birth to. It's so heartbreaking when you see things like this happen to little innocent babies, and it's carried out by you as your own mother, the mother to this child. You carry out the same act on the child. Please, if anyone notice or observe that someone is mentally unstable and has kids around them, please, someone should report immediately. Don't wait, because sometimes some of those people that are mentally unstable carry out some gruesome acts on their own children without even knowing. Don't wait until it is too late. Even if it is someone close to you, don't feel ashamed. Just go report to the exact place where you're to make this report, or you call 911, or you go to the police station, or you meet any organization that handle cases for mental ill health people, or people that are going through certain challenges and they have kids. You make the report on time before it gets too late. You can imagine how this woman woke up, just carried her baby who is healthy and strong, took him to the highway and took an axe and axed this little boy until he died. Please, reports should be made on time. Once anyone is noticed, whether it's a man or a woman, a father or a mother that is mentally unstable, a report should be made before any harm happens to any member of the family. Because once these things happen, once they do these things, sometimes they do it to an extreme that until that person doesn't breathe anymore before they will stop that act they are carrying on that particular human being. Alright, look at this other lady who now killed her 6-month-old son, claiming that he was beating the 2-month-old baby, and she warned him severally. Since he refused to listen, she had to strangle her son to death. You just ask another question. This one now, she wasn't mentally unstable. She just felt the son was disrespecting her, and then she decided to take the laws into her hands, and she now killed her son of 6. This one is not even a grown-up child. Why do some people carry out gruesome acts like this on their own children? This is just 6-year-old son, and then you claim he's beating the 2-month-old baby. Why didn't you take the baby away, or why didn't you take that 6-year-old child outside just to discipline him a little, or let him stay away from the baby for a while, bring him in, or caution him? If you've given him verbal warning and he didn't listen, it's left for you to carry the child away from him. It was a simple thing for her to do. Why strangling your own child? So you didn't mind that one of your child should die as a result of the fact that you said you claim he was beating this other little baby. Now no one is even there to say yes, he was beating this baby. Even if he was beating the baby, it's a case that could have been handled in a very simple manner. This a little child of 6 years old and a little baby of 2 months old. You're meant to even carry that little baby. So why do you leave the little baby in the care of a 6 years old? Or you love the little baby, and the 6 years old is either hitting the child in a manner that he shouldn't have, and then all you needed to do was to separate them from each other at that time. And then you felt the best way was to strangle your own child to death. This is just horrifying. When they carry out this kind of an act, you will be asking yourself, why would a mother who took care of the child, carried this child for 9 months, now decide to kill the child after what you have gone through with giving birth to this child? Babies are very important, and they should never be taken for granted. Please, nobody should treat toddlers or babies in a gruesome or an act that is not right at all. Please. And everyone should also be mindful. Please, once you notice any ill kind of attitude or someone who is not acting normal, report immediately. Even if it is the mother of the child or the father of the child, please make the report to the appropriate source on time. Friends, thank you for coming up today. Please, for those that have not subscribed, click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Once again, thank you for coming up. God bless you all.